So this is the three-wheel car. Custom swing arm. And my regular front end. All right, crazy drone motor hooked up to a hub power car. Oh my God. From my math, I think it's 5,500 RPM. Okay, so this is a hub-mounted drone motor on my three-wheel car. I just have it plugged into the ESC on the other car just for the hell of it. I haven't adjusted it or done any throttle trim, that's why it's still going. Oh my God. Holy crap. All right. So you saw I got the wheel going, it runs. I got my suspension redone a little bit with an aluminum bracket instead of a plastic one. Today, I was working on steering. So I had to put this plate on here and then drill a really precise hole all the way through all 4 layers. And I fed it into this aluminum bolt pin kind of thing. And I mounted this on top. So now I got steering. Servo. It's gonna mount just about there, I think. Yeah, maybe on this side. So it can, you know, control steering. Oop, too far there. And then my 4S pack fits perfectly right in there. There's my receiver at. Receiver. This one's a just stand in because I have the other one coming. It'll be in the mail tomorrow. This one goes here. And then ESC, I get this big bad boy. He's gonna mount right there. So I have a 4S hub-driven brushless motor. Turning, you know, with the 3S, I think I figured it was 5,500 RPMs, which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is 60 miles an hour. With a 4S, I didn't do the math, but I think it's like 6,700 RPMs, and that's like 75 miles an hour, something like that. It's a 4-inch tire. Somebody do the math. 4S, 9,500 kilovolt or 950 kilovolt motor, 4-inch tire. Obviously, the circumference is just about 12 inches. So 12 inches traveling at that many RPMs covers how far in how many in what distance, and you know how much mile per hour. Somebody figure that out. I do have an little extra room up here after I mount the servo. I might be able to maybe put the receiver up here. I'm not 100% yet, but I think this is pretty much how it's going to be. I don't have a lot of room to work with. Whoop. I guess I could mount that up front. And my receiver in the back. Anyways, next video should be, or well, next, I'm going to continue with the steering. You'll see that in a second here. All right, so that's the update on that. Okay, a couple hours later. So I've got they're just wire nuts for now. I want to make sure everything works before I go soldering. I've got my suspension reinforced. Got my 4S battery mounted. Little 1500 milliamp 4S. Got my 80 amp ESC down in the bottom. Got this I'm really proud of is this steering linkage. Look at this. So you saw the bracket in the earlier. I ended up mounting servo on top with two little metal brackets holding it down and a zip tie just to be safe. Also, these steering linkages, they're actually off of another car. They're they go top and bottom, front and back. I don't know, steering reinforcer, I guess. But they work really well for this. I don't know how much throw I'm gonna have, and I definitely need to reinforce this and this. But I want to try this, and I'm far enough now. Then I'm gonna go ahead and record it. All right, sit tight. Look at that bad boy. Oh, let me find my receiver. Here we go. This is what I was lacking. I have another Trax 3-channel, but it died. I don't know what happened. It's just not working. It's weird. I have steering, but I don't have throttle. And if I switch the channels, I do have throttle, but I don't have steering. I think channel 2 is just dead. Okay, and this is gonna go right here. See if I can do this with the camera on. Is it in frame? You can't see it because there's a car in the way. How about now? Let's go right there. All right, watch me work. I think everybody else on YouTube, when they do videos like this, they test it beforehand. I have not whatsoever. This is going to work or it's not going to work. That's all I know. Get a quick zip tie out. See if this is going to go under there. Well, you know what? Let's do it the other way. That'll work. It's just a test. No need to critique me. People might say, I know what I'm doing, but I don't. antenna, we can take... Ooh, you know, yeah, we're okay. Let's go this way. Through my little hole. Around there. Okay. Take this under there. Obviously this doesn't matter to anybody else. I just want it to look nice. Ooh, there's a good place for it. Let's see, do I have any shrink tube on my desk here somewhere in my mess? Yeah, I do. There's a little one. Let's not do that. I think I'm gonna go with good old Velcro. Just a tiny, tiny piece. Bowser, be quiet. And why not? I have plenty on my table, so that's fine. There we go. Pro tip, when you cut a zip tie off, save as much as you can so you can use it for a teeny tie. Little bitty tie. Alright, so there is my fully assembled car. Oh my god, I can't believe I am about to fire this thing up. The steering is what I'm mostly worried about. I know the tire works. Alrighty, let's plug these guys in. We got, what is this? This is throttle to channel 2. Servo. Let's go under there. U2. I know this is a hacked together piece of trash basically, but I'd like my stuff to be as organized as possible. Channel 1. Channel 2. For the record, white on the inside, like facing the text, black on the outside. Okay. Wind all these guys up here. Another pro tip, save your little wire ties. These things work great for just tying up wires, basically. Somebody comment if this will mess with the signal, these wires being so close together. Because again, I don't know. Alrighty. Okay, receiver is in, everything's plugged in, antenna is up, steering is connected, servo is plugged in, wire nuts are on. Let me hide my little balancing cable. There somewhere. boy. Okay, so let's check movement here. Looks good. Okay, I can't believe this. I am about to turn this thing on. Anybody who has been watching so far has seen this guy come from an idea one night to this. It took about a week. It took, I don't know, today's Sunday and I've been at it since this morning. I'm sure this would be easier to do if you did it with the right parts and pieces, but I am not. All right, so brand new receiver. Let's go bind it. Let's plug this in. Okay, nothing burst into flames. That's a good sign. Oh, I'm nervous. I don't want this to run across my desk. Okay, we're gonna go turn this on and hold set. And then we're gonna turn this on while holding link. I am binded. Let's try steering. Oh my God. Okay, for the record, it's a bad servo. I knew that when I started. I just wanted to make the mount for it. Let's see this here. My linkage works. That works really well. Come on now. Might need to help it along. All right, I know what that problem is. That problem means that my wire nuts here are not connected correctly, or they're loose. So, take two. All right, so this is actually the next morning. You guys saw the test of this bad boy. I couldn't get the wheel to come on. It was cogging, I think is the term for it. Anyway, so what I did was I went and redid all of my connections, resoldered everything, and then it worked fine. Fired it up, bam, started to go. My charger's dead, so I wanted to make sure I recorded the first test run. But when I did it, the motor got really, really hot. So after thinking about it, I mean, of course it got hot. I'm trying to spin a 4-inch tire instead of a propeller. So my solution, instead of these giant tires, I'm gonna have a little guy on the back, and my 2 street tires on the front. Hopefully that's gonna drop some weight and make it easier to spin up, and then we'll actually get a test run. So let's change some tires. All right. So it's not quite as aggressive as the other tires, but it's cool. I think it'll work. I also, you gotta see this. So on the end here, I installed a little teeny drone fan pointed down. It was originally wired to be, it's a tail motor on a helicopter. So anyways, I wired it backwards so it blows instead of sucks. And hopefully that, I don't know if it's gonna help, but hopefully it helps cool the motor, because the motor got really hot when I just tested it. So now I have active cooling just plugged into the spare channel. So active cooling, smaller tires, a lot less weight to pull around, and I think we're ready to go test it. I think so. All right, so we're about to do a test. For real, I don't think this is gonna work. I think it's gonna burst into flames or burn up, but we're gonna find out. With the drone motor on there, it screams. It's zzz as soon as I turn it on, so don't expect a lot of sound. And let's see how this goes. was a very limited success. I say success because it did work. I had forward, I had backwards, I had left, I had right. Now I've gone through this ESC and programmed the reverse at 25%, thinking that that might have been why the motor was getting hot, because it's made to spin one way and I was reversing it. So that's why it was only going 25% throttle in a single direction. I'm not sure why, but I had full throttle in reverse, no problem. I think because this is a clockwise motor, I should have mounted it on the other side. Then forward would have been that way instead of this way. But as you saw, it was fast. I think if I keep at it, it might be a little faster and maybe a little more stable. I think the best run though was in reverse. So what I did was I reversed the steering so that when I go left, it turns to the right and the other way. And in reverse, it was going full throttle. So instead of traveling this way like I designed it to travel, it was traveling this way. Let me reverse that. Okay. So forward. Is only 25% throttle. Now if I hit reverse, it's 100%. That's got to be because the motor is mounted on this side. I should have mounted it on the other side. I could probably take it apart. No, I can't. So this project, it worked. I really like that. Smooth. But it won't carry any weight. Like if I put any force on it, it will not go. Even in 100% throttle reverse. Which makes sense because it's a drone motor designed to spin a propeller. The motor didn't get hot though, so I'm really excited about that. Turning that gigantic wheel, the motor got really, really hot. You know, maybe I could switch 2 wires. It's not gonna help with the torque. All right, so I think this project is done and dead, but I'm stoked at how this worked. My best success has been the, let's see here. My biggest success has been steering. I had to custom design all these mounts from scratch. I mean, from scratch. You've seen in the previous videos, or the previous clips, there was a lot of work that went into the steering. I'm really happy about it. I'm gonna keep it for sure. And this looks good on video. It looks like it works, but it really doesn't. Hey, be good. Because as soon as I give it any torque, I was able to push start it. Like if I had the motor going and I pushed it, it was able to continue and carry its momentum. But as soon as I let off the throttle and it started to slow down and there was any, drag on this wheel, it just wouldn't go. So I'm semi-excited. I'd call it a limited success. But, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I enjoyed making this. That was the best part, was just designing the whole thing. I could either put a bigger torquey motor on the back, or put a whole different rear end on it with 2 wheels and make this some kind of crazy, crazy fast street car. I'm not sure yet. I gotta tell you, I'm a little disappointed that it didn't work to my, expectations, but it did work. Everything works. Steering, forward, reverse, it all works. I just wish it had a little more power. So that's the only problem, is the torque off the line has like no low end torque at all. It can't get the car moving. Once I start the wheels and I force it to go, then I can continue momentum, but it's just, I can't get it off the line to move. But anyways, that's the end of this video. Thank you everybody for watching along. You can tell, I mean, there's so much work that went into this. This is a custom shock, custom swing arm, custom riser for the shock. We've got a custom mount for the receiver. ESC is tucked in the very bottom. I moved my battery to the forward a little bit to make it a little lower. This is a really crazy custom mount for the servo. I've got completely custom steering linkage, including everything inside of there, all the pivot gears and everything. It's all handmade. Damn it! You know, I wish it would have worked a little better. But that's part of these projects, is, you know, trying, sometimes failing, but always trying. So anyways, thank you everybody for watching, and you know, as I always say, keep modding.